You are being orally assaulted and digitally manipulated by PunkTV.ca, web television for fans of modern rock.
Yes! Give it to me. The album's for sale right over somewhere. Where's the merch? I don't even know.
I'm Martin of PunkTV.ca here with Chad Hacker. That was an awesome set, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. It's all good.
So you're on tour with Classified, and you're on his Half-Life Records, and you just dropped your new album.
Just came out on Tuesday.
How did you hook up with Classified?
I've always kind of written songs and sang like back home, and kind of on a more like underground basis. Like I was the guy that always had the guitar, like the after party or whatever, making up stupid songs or whatever. And I recorded a couple and sent him. A friend of mine sent him a couple, and he liked them, so he asked me to come over. And we kind of started working on a few songs for his Hitchhiking album. I did some vocals on it, another song on his album. He asked me if I might want to record one of my own songs. That's when I went over with Although You. And so I kind of went there that day and recorded it, and then that night he called me and he was like, man, I love that song, like you gotta like let me write to it. Because he's like, I had something in mind for a song like this, and I'm like, oh, absolutely. And so it just kind of went from there. It became like, I'm happy, it became like a popular song, you know?
Totally, yeah.
Just seem to be feeling it, so.
Indeed. Alright, go for it. Your album, Tunnels and Pathways, is produced by Classified. What was the writing process like? You and him in a
Well, a lot of the songs were songs I kind of writ over the last few years. Or wrote, rather.
Wrote, indeed.
That's very Nova Scotian there. But yeah, I kind of write all my songs on acoustic guitar and just kind of capture a melody and write the lyrics, and then I go out there and get him to add the production side of it, drums or whatever. Like, but when we went in, we were like, we want to make sure that the drums are really minimal and just kind of complement the song and keep it rolling along. Like, so it wasn't. We didn't spend a lot of time on every track. It was like one-shot deal, record, boom, like. So we didn't like spend a lot of time perfecting it, because I wanted to sound, when I do a live show, I want to sound like I sound on my album. I don't want to be that guy that's like, people are like, whoa, like, you know, so, exactly.
You're touring with Classified now, but are you going to do solo tour dates?
Absolutely, yeah, I'm trying to set something up for the spring. I don't know if it's all going to come together, but we're looking at a couple of big names and people that are coming to the East Coast. I might be able to link on my tours with, so we'll see what happens. I'm the kind of the type of guy that doesn't like to think about the stuff a lot and don't put a lot of time into thinking, well, what can happen? I just go with the flow, and I find it serves me a lot better than racking my brain trying to like prepare everything. It's just such a whirlwind industry. Doors can close faster than they open, you know, so one day at a time.
Yeah, so you're on a hip hop label.
Yeah.
You're sort of a singer-songwriter. Do you feel accepted by the label? Like,
man, it's been amazing. Like, I gotta tell you, like my first couple shows, getting up on stage with a guitar at a hip hop show was nerve-wracking, man. But the same dudes that seem to be like mugging at the beginning are the guys that at the end of my set will come up and say, man, I really like what you're doing, and I'm like, it blows me away that hip hop crowd is feeling it, you know. My music is rooted in hip hop. Like, that's what I grew up listening to, you know. I learned how to play guitar and like the R&B and stuff, and this opportunity to work with Classified for me is just the most amazing thing, because he fills that hip hop side of things for me, like with the production and stuff.
There's two questions that PunkTV.ca always asks.
Right.
And the first one is, have you ever seen a ghost, seen a UFO, or seen the face of God?
Saw ghosts.
Let's hear the story.
I used to work in an office, my mom's office, in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. It's a heritage building. It's really old, like 1800s. And yeah, I did cleaning there on the weekends and stuff, and we'd always, like, my mom would tell me these stories about weird things that would happen, like typewriters going off and there was nobody else around, lights flickering, stuff like that. One time I was in the basement and I was listening to a ghetto blaster, and I was listening to this like really old blues stuff. What was it? Muddy Waters. No, it was Robert Johnson, like from like the early 20s, like really old stuff, and he was like a devil worshiper back then in music. like he wrote all his stuff. He said that he got his guitar skills by the devil, and a lot of people believe that. They bought into like the whole idea of it. So I was listening to this old bluesy stuff, and I plugged the ghetto blaster in or whatever, and solid, like. And then all of a sudden I was like frigging around with some files and stuff, and got yanked. And I heard it made a weird sound when it came out. And I went over and checked the plug and put it in, like, and it was solid. There was no way it could just foul out, and that was weird. And I've seen other things. I sound like the biggest weirdo right now. No. I thought it was going to be so cool of a story.
We ask everybody, like.
Yeah, well, I've had a couple different things there where just weird things have happened. But yeah, never saw a UFO. Never saw the face of God. I think that's something that happens when you pass on to a new life or whatever.
Totally.
That's it, man. I hope I see a UFO though.
Totally.
Cool.
The last question is, what would fans be surprised most to learn about Chad Hatcher?
I'm the mellowest cat ever. Like, if people come up to me and they act, or they say that they know who I am and stuff, I find it so crazy and weird. Just because I'm just a local boy, like, I never was getting into music to become, you know, out there. It just kind of like, it happened with Classified that we worked out a good track and things are moving, so I'm excited for the future. I'm not that exciting of a person though, that's the thing.
That's alright, you make good music.
Mellow. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Alright, well thanks so much, man. Indeed.
No problem.
You are watching PunkTV.ca, your choice for awesome web television.